Today's story is about a warning no one takes seriously. She kept seeing Jake, laughed it off until the consequences hit hard. He warned her, keep seeing Jake and I'm gone. She laughed. Before we continue, like and subscribe, comment your city below. Let's begin.
I didn't want to be the controlling boyfriend. I didn't want to be the guy who tells his partner who she can and can't talk to. I've always believed that trust is the foundation of love, and that if you start policing someone's friendships, the relationship is already dying. But Jake was just a friend, and my girlfriend knew it. I warned her clearly, if you keep seeing Jake, I'm gone. She laughed like I was being dramatic, and for a while she acted like my warning meant nothing. But by the time she stopped laughing, it was too late. It started innocently, the way most betrayal stories start. My girlfriend Mia got a new job at a marketing agency. She was excited, new team, new energy, new confidence. I was proud of her. I helped her update her wardrobe, took her out to celebrate, listened to her talk about her coworkers like they were characters in a TV show. That's when Jake entered the story. At first, he was just a name. Jake said something funny today. Jake helped me with a project. Jake knows all the best coffee spots. Then Jake became a presence. Mia started texting during dinner and smiling at her phone. She'd tilt the screen away when she noticed me looking. She started staying later at work, saying there were meetings, deadlines, group brainstorming. One night she came home and casually said, Jake and I are going for drinks tomorrow after work. I didn't want to look insecure, so I nodded. Okay. But inside, I felt that familiar, uncomfortable pressure, like your instincts whispering while your pride tells you to shut up. The next day, she didn't come home until midnight. When she walked in, she was laughing, cheeks flushed, smelling like perfume that wasn't hers. She kissed me quickly like it was nothing and said, sorry it ran late. I asked, just you and him? She rolled her eyes, yes, he's my friend. A week later, it happened again. Drinks, late night, that same easy smile when she talked about him. I tried to stay calm. I told myself I was imagining it, but then I started noticing things that didn't feel normal. She began dressing differently for work on the days she'd see Jake. Lipstick, extra effort. The kind of effort she used to do for date nights with me. When I'd ask her if she wanted to go out on the weekend, she'd say she was tired. But if Jake was involved, suddenly she had energy. The worst part was the way she defended him, not just casually, passionately. One night I finally said, Mia, this is bothering me. She sighed dramatically like I was ruining her mood. Here we go. I said, I'm not saying you can't have male friends. I'm saying Jake doesn't feel like a friend. It feels like something else. She laughed, actually laughed. Are you seriously jealous? She said, that's embarrassing. That laugh made my blood heat up. I asked her, if it's nothing, why do you hide your phone? Why do you stay out so late? Why does it always have to be just you and him? She folded her arms. Because he listens, because he gets me, because I'm allowed to have friends. That line, he gets me, hit me like a slap. I stayed quiet for a moment, then I said, I'm not going to fight over this. She smirked like she'd won. Good. Then I looked her in the eyes and said the clearest sentence I've ever said in my life. If you keep seeing Jake, I'm gone. She blinked once, then burst out laughing again. You're not going anywhere, she said like she was talking to a child. Stop being dramatic. I didn't argue, I didn't beg, I just nodded slowly. Because I wasn't threatening her. I was warning her. For the next 2 weeks, I watched what she did. Not because I wanted to control her, because I needed to know if she respected me at all. She didn't. She kept meeting Jake, she kept staying late, she kept smiling at her phone. She started taking calls outside, stepping onto the balcony like she didn't want me to hear. Once I walked past her and she ended the call too quickly. When I asked who it was, she said, nobody. That nobody had a name. Jake. The turning point happened on a Saturday. Mia told me she was going to run errands and meet a friend for lunch. She kissed my cheek, grabbed her bag, and left. Hours passed, she didn't come home. I texted her, no reply. I called, she didn't answer. At 6 p.m., I got a message, sorry, my phone died. That was a lie. Because at 6:15 p.m., her phone lit up on the coffee table. She had left it. I stared at it like it was a ticking bomb. I didn't want to look, I didn't want to become that guy, but then a message popped up on the screen. From Jake. I miss you, today was perfect. My chest went cold. I didn't need to open the phone, that one line said everything. When she came home around 9, she walked in smiling and stopped when she saw my face. What? She asked. I held up her phone. Her eyes widened instantly, fear, not confusion, not innocence. Fear. I said, how long? She tried to speak but couldn't. I repeated, how long, Mia? She started crying, but the tears didn't move me because I had warned her. I had given her a boundary like an adult. She laughed at it. Finally, she whispered, it's not what you think. I laughed bitterly, you're right, it's worse. She reached for me, please, I love you. I stepped back. No, you love attention, you love being wanted, you love having two men fighting over you. She shook her head, I made a mistake. I looked at her calmly and said, a mistake is stepping on someone's foot. This was a choice, repeated. Her crying got louder, don't leave me. And that was the moment she stopped laughing. I walked into the bedroom, pulled out a suitcase, and started packing. My hands were steady. My heart was shattered, but my hands were steady. She followed me, begging, grabbing my arm, promising she'd block him, quit her job, change everything. But it was too late. Because once someone laughs at your boundaries, they're telling you how they see you. As optional, as a backup, as someone who will stay no matter what. I zipped my suitcase and said the last line I ever said to her as her boyfriend. I told you, if you keep seeing Jake, I'm gone. She collapsed onto the floor crying. And I walked out. Later, I heard she tried to make it work with Jake, but Jake didn't want a real relationship. He wanted the thrill. Once I was gone and the drama ended, he lost interest. That's when she truly understood what she traded. And that's why she wasn't laughing anymore.